I want to share with you in this video exactly what detachment truly is, because sometimes what I notice is that there can be this preconceived notion that detachment is not being in this reality. It's not being here now. It's being out there. It's being not integrated. But in fact, I'm here to offer a perspective that perhaps you've never heard before, where actually detachment is not about not being, it's not about like not being here now. It's about actually the complete opposite. It's being more connected to this reality than you've ever been connected with before. In fact, I'm here to say that perhaps what people think is not being in reality, oftentimes it's the opposite, is those people are not in reality. They're in some fantasy land dreaming in their thoughts. When they can detach from their thoughts, then they'll be more close to the reality that they really want to be and to what's actually happening right now than they've ever been in their life. So we're going to be talking about in this video what detachment really is, what it really is, and also how to actually use this not only to create inner peace and to connect with what's really happening, to connect to the truth of the situation that's happening in your life, but also to help you create your reality, to manifest. This is literally a manifestation hack. We're going to be combining spiritual wisdom with how to use it to actually help you manifest your reality into existence, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to be getting into in this video. Highly encourage you to stay until the very end of this video, because this is going to be a very powerful video that has the potential to completely revolutionize the way you experience life, completely revolutionize the way you feel on a daily basis, and also how effectively and quickly you're able to manifest all the things that you truly want in your life. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do actually post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the first thing I want you to understand, let's just talk about what detachment is not. Before we go into what detachment really is, because most people have, quite frankly, I hate to say it and I don't want to come off as that person, but I feel like a lot of people don't have an actual understanding of what detachment really is. Like, I don't want to come off as that person and be like, yeah, you know, most people don't get it, and you know, here I am as you know, the guru that gets it. Not at all. I don't want to come off as that guy, but I do truly sense that people don't really understand what it means to detach, like what detachment is. They have some idea in their minds of what it means to detach, and it's not at all what it actually is. I hate to say it, but that's just what I noticed a lot of the times. And so let's talk about what it's not. Before we get into what it is, let's talk about what it's not. So what it's not about not feeling your emotions. Detachment is not about, you know, being in some fantasy land and then, you know, it's like, oh man, all these detached spiritual people are so out there and they're not in touch with their emotions. You know, they're not in touch with reality. I'm here to tell you that that's not, like, detachment is not, watch out for the double negative right now. Detachment is not about not feeling your emotions. If somebody, and this is, by the way, I just want to make it clear that every single human being can define words in whatever way they want. So this is how I personally see the word detachment. Maybe some other people might define the word in a completely different way and then not define it how I'm actually defining it right now. Listen, I don't know how the people define it, but this is how I'm defining it. For at least this is the way that I use it, and I find this to be a very powerful definition to truly understand the essence of what detachment is the way I see it. And it's like, of course, there's an essence. Is it a description? Is it just my definition? Well, just hear me out and you'll find that maybe there's a truth beneath the definition. That's really the ultimate goal here. And so detachment is not about not feeling emotions. It's a double negative. So when we think that detachment is about, being out there and not being connected to our emotions and not facing our problems, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think I just think that's just not what it is. At least the way I define the word, because ultimately detachment is the complete opposite. So that's the first thing I wanted to share, is that detachment is not about not feeling your emotions. It's just not the case at all. Now, with that being said, the second thing I want to share with you is detachment is actually the complete opposite. Detachment is about being so connected, so in tune with reality, so connected to this present moment, so connected to everything in your life, even the discomfort, even the fears, even the anxieties. You're really connected to all that stuff. You're aware, fully, 100% aware, 100% conscious, fully there, fully connected with everything in your life, including the positives and the negatives, all of it. Not just the positives, not just the negatives, every single piece of reality you're connected to, but you're not identified with it. You're not clinging on to it. It's like, wait, that sounds like a contradiction. It's not a contradiction. It's what you call a paradox. Because a paradox is actually why you're alive right now. The paradox is the nature of this existence, believe it or not. And so understand that it's a paradox because actually the more you connect to the form, the more that you connect to this reality, the more that you realize that it's not you. That it's not you. Like, you see it, you're there, you're conscious of it, but you can't quite grab it and say it's you because it's not you. It's like how can you, like, imagine you have all these thoughts, all these emotions, all these fears coming up, and then you cling on to it and say it's me. Like, that's ridiculous. You can't cling on to a thought and say it's you because it's just coming in and it's gonna flow by just like everything else in life. When you own a vehicle in your life, you have like a car, do you say that I'm that car? No, you have a car. I mean, technically we can talk about, do you really own the car? We'll save that for another conversation. But you might have a car, but you aren't the car. Similarly, you might have this body. You might currently be inhabited inside a body, but you don't actually, it's not something that is you. And so this is what detachment is about. It's about understanding that you're very connected to what you're experiencing, but it's not you anymore. That's detachment. And so what does this mean? This means that when you're experiencing a powerful negative emotion, a serious challenge in your life, you're going to be able to deal with that challenge in the most efficient way possible because you understand how to use the system of your body. You understand how to take what I call aligned action that's aligned with the present moment, where you're not fighting this present moment. You're not in resistance to this present moment. So you're able to take that action that's completely in alignment with the divine. You take the most effective and the most aligned action from a space of non-resistance when you're detached. And guess what that does to your manifestations? Guess what detachment does to your manifestations? It accelerates them insanely because you're able to transmute all negative energy into literally a higher frequency, but not by trying to get to a higher frequency, but by completely being okay with where you are. The way that you get to a higher frequency is not by running away from where you are now. It's actually by facing the darkness dead on and surrendering into it until it dissolves. And to be so okay with that darkness that it might not even dissolve. But once you can surrender, truly detach at such a high level that you're not fighting what you feel anymore, typically what happens is you feel better. But sometimes it's required of us to be in a true surrender where it's like, I don't even care anymore if I don't feel good. I don't even care anymore. I surrender to this moment. I don't even want to feel good anymore. I just want to accept that, because trying to feel good, trying to get somewhere is so exhausting, right? It's so exhausting trying to get somewhere and trying to feel good. What if you were just to surrender to where you are now? Guess what happens? Then you start to feel good most of the time. So isn't it interesting how when you see people that are truly detached, the ones that are not detached will start to look at the detached people and think, oh, they're so positive, they're so out there, they're so disconnected from reality, they're not really connected to and I understand that perspective, but it's funny because the people that are being judged by, people that are not detached, and they're judging those people that are detached, those people probably have faced a lot more darkness and a lot more of reality than the person that's making that judgment. Do you see the paradox of this? This is a huge paradox. Because here you are, you might be connected to reality more than you've ever been before, and then you might have people demonizing you, saying, this spiritual person's so, it all depends on where you're at in your journey. You might actually be too out there because it's about bringing it back into society, but that's another video. But, it's funny because detachment is about, the way I see it, facing reality dead on. Not being afraid to look at all the things that are happening. Not being afraid to feel into what you feel. Not being afraid to look at the darkness for what it really is. And that's alchemy. If you stick with that long enough, if you really commit to that, watch how your frequency will start to get higher and higher and higher and higher until you feel so much love that you forgot about your manifestation. And then there it is. The manifestation comes up, but you're in so much love, you're in so much acceptance that you forgot about it and you didn't need it anymore. You don't need the manifestation. You found the love within your heart, and then it pops up. And that's why detachment is a manifestation hack. So understand that detachment is ultimately having a deep connection to the now, but knowing that you're not identified with it, knowing who you are as that consciousness, as that groundless ground, the one that can observe, the one that doesn't fight what's coming up now, because you're just surrendered. You're here now, you're connected to it, but you're surrendered. You're not attached to it. And if you start to really embody this truth, start to notice how much more of a powerful human being you become. You show up in the world in a way where people think what you're doing is like, oh my God, everything looks so easy for him. No, it's not necessarily easy for him. He's just more of in an acceptance. You might look at somebody like Eckhart Tolle, for example, just to close off this video. It's like, God damn, does this guy experience negative emotion? He's just peaceful all the time. You have to understand, enlightenment is just the first step to this journey. You can become enlightened, but the question is, can you stay in that space of knowing regardless of the challenge that comes up in your life? That is true detachment. So you're thinking, God, does Eckhart Tolle does this guy experience negative emotions? He does. I can't say for sure. Maybe he's at such a high level that he just doesn't feel it anymore. But my prediction is that a true spiritual alchemist, a true enlightened being, it's not that they don't feel negative emotions. It's not that they don't feel challenged. Eckhart Tolle is going to grow old. He's going to die. He's going to have pain. He's going to have resistance, just like every human being. But the difference between Eckhart Tolle is that it's not that he doesn't experience pain, It's that he doesn't resist the pain. He's in a state of allowing. So on the outside, it appears as if his life is easy and not challenging, but it is challenging. He's just not fighting it like most people are. So understand that detachment is about feeling the pain, feeling the challenge of life, but learning to develop a different relationship to that pain. And you'll start to notice that you become much more powerful human being. Your manifestations speed up incredibly, and you start to find more peace as a result of all of this. All the things you truly want will start to happen in your life, and you will be so much in love that you won't even care if you get them or not. That is what detachment truly is, at least the way that I see it. So I hope this video gave you some value in some shape or form. If this video benefited you in some way or form, leave a comment down below sharing your experience. Make sure to leave a like button so that this can hit the YouTube algorithm so more people can get this info and really wake up to who they really are, because it really does help to hit the like button so more people can start to see the truth of who they really are. That is the goal here. So make sure to do that so that more people can get access to this information. So that is all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. And as always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.